Who's that? Oh, good boy. So we'll probably get the best chance to practice him not jumping.
Right now?
Unless you want to greet him first and then go over it. Because it's going to probably be the hardest right now, too, because he's so hyped. So when he's coming up to you, go ahead and ask him to sit. Actually, hold on. Hugo. Good boy, come. Sit. Good boy. Good listen. Okay. And then, go ahead and catch. Good catch. All right. And you can break that in half if you want. So when he comes up to you, go ahead and try to ask him to sit and then give him attention. And then if he pops up, I'll correct him with the leash, just with the tug, and then you say no at the same time. And then when he's back down on all fours, go ahead and give him attention again. And then you can try to sit again, right? So it'll be very preemptive, right? So when he's about to come up to you, go ahead and ask him to sit.
Sit.
Good. Then give him some attention while he's on the floor. Perfect. Good. Good. Oh, there you go. Good. Perfect. Good. And then if he does, pop up, he's looking for it. Go ahead and get his attention again. There you go.
No.
Good. There you go.
Sit. No.
And then ask him again.
Sit.
There you go. Good. So both the no and the leash pressure is to correct him when he pops up, but then you really want him to kind of calm down himself, right?
No.
You don't want to push him off or anything at that point. So then you just have to wait to give him that attention when he does the right thing.
Right.
See, there you go. That's gonna be the hard part, because if you've kind of given him attention like that, then he's used to it, you know. So that's where you'll have to just kind of do, yeah.
Sit.
Good. And then just try to give him pets and stuff while he's still on the ground. There you go. That's the part that sometimes parents need reconditioning as well as the dogs.
Yeah.
That's all. Right, and then if he pops up again. Good boy. Oh, not bad. There you go. And so it was hard to kind of get to practice with somebody outside of me just because he was so shy. But that was really good.
No.
Good.
No.
Right.
Sit.
So when he's approaching you is when you want to try to interrupt him and then give him the sit, and then as soon as you think he's even going to pop up, go ahead and say no.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, so we'll kind of do the approach again. Good boy, let's go. So go ahead and early. Oh, too late.
Say sit?
Yeah.
Okay.
So before he gets to you, give him something else to do. Because what ends up happening is, because he's so excited to see you, that's all he's thinking about is his excitement in you. So you have to kind of interrupt that train of thought with a command. Like you just giving him something else to do rather than jumping up to see you. All right. Try again.
Sit.
There you go. Okay. And that's just practice and timing right there.
Okay. We're gonna do good at the end of this. Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Sit.
Yep.
Sit.
There you go.
Yes. Good boy.
So he knows what to do. It's just whether or not he's excited, right?
Right.
Because when he calms down, then it's easy again. Good boy. Yes. Oh, yeah. He loves his treats, that's for sure. So he just had, good boy. He just had a morning session with like the walking and training drills. If you want, we can either do that. There's a lot going on, but I can still try to set something up over here and we can run through it, or we could just concentrate on the social session and then we can recap the walking drill on the pickup or on another visit. It's up to you, because like I said, he's already kind of got heavy walking down for today, so we're gonna hopefully do a social.
We can do the.
We'll do one round of the drill and then we'll go do the social. Okay. I just didn't want to pound on it too much more for him.
Oh, so
Because he did a lot.
When you said walking, you mean like the walking
Mhm.
exercise? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we can do social.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm
Here.
so excited.
We'll concentrate more on the social, but we'll at least do one of the drills.
Okay.
Kind of walk you through it. If you want to go ahead and take him and hang out with him for a bit, I'm going to go grab the car, move it here, and I'll set up the cones and everything.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead and start moving back a little bit.
Stay. Hugo, stay.
Right? So, like...
Wrong thing.
Come on. Good boy.
Right. Should I say stay?
Only say stay if you think he's about to move. Because he was already staying, it was almost like he felt like the sound meant for him to come to you.
Right, okay, that's what I was asking.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it felt like.
That's all. You only need to reinforce it if he's about to break.
Come, Hugo.
Perfect. There you go.
Oh, good job.
There you go.
Boy. Yes.
See, he's pretty smart. He's picking up on things. It's just practice mostly from here on out, just to kind of make it easier and smoother for him, you know. But when we were out practicing at the Lowe's yesterday, he was doing really good with it. So it might just be kind of getting used to listening to you and being around you again as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So next, and action.
Hugo.
Good. And if he does look at you, you can tell him, good boy, you know, let him know that he's doing the right thing.
Keep going.
Right? Okay, there you go. Yep. So you also have to like decide on which way you want to go, left or right, or in between the cones. Good, there you go. Good, there you go. Good recovery. Perfect. There you go. Good boy. There you go.
This is Mama's favorite guy.
It's pretty easy here, and that's where we kind of always do like the practice drills during the day. But then when you get out into like the real world, that's where it starts to get a little bit harder, just because there's always going to be more distractions.
Right.
So we'll practice that while we're out socializing. But if you want to try the same thing but walking around the court.
Okay. Come. Hugo, come. Sleepy.
We tried to give him some rest time, but he wanted to play with his friend instead, so he's gonna definitely knock out after this, but that'll work out well because he'll be taking his buddy out too.
So when he goes ahead of me and I'm running out of leash, what do I call him back?
You can either call him back, so using a verbal prompt, or you can use the leash pressure. There you go. Good. And usually what's going to be easier, depending on if you want him on like a tight heel or if you want him to kind of have a little bit of leash space, is just being preemptive, right? Usually if you're going to keep him on a heel, you want to get his attention before he kind of crosses that imaginary line next to you, because once he gets in front, it's going to be harder for him to maintain focus on you.
Okay.
Right, without having to like really strain his neck to look behind him.
Got it. So prevent him from doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The main goal is to kind of get his attention and focus and try to hold on to it.
Right.
And you can kind of see now that like you don't have his focus like you did there.
Right.
It's a lot harder because now you have that tension on the lead. So now you can either kind of, I said, add additional tension or like quick tension, or kind of call his name to get him back onto you, show him a treat, and then have him focus on you again.
Okay. Hugo.
Good. Good. And now have him continue to focus on you, and then just reward him incrementally for maintaining that focus.
Hugo.
Good. Go ahead and give him a reward. Usually, right now, I'll reward him every like 3 to 5 times he like checks in and out. So that way it helps to kind of encourage him to keep checking back in or to keep holding focus without having to give him a treat every single time. You know, you want him to kind of, you kind of want him to like know that he's going to get rewarded, but not sure when, right? So you want him to kind of keep going with you and keep looking at you and keep following you in hopes of getting that reward. But every time that he does at least look at me, I'll at least tell him good boy or something like that, give him that positive acknowledgement.
Okay. Come, Hugo.
Good. There you go. Okay. And just keep on walking and you'll see the...
acknowledging him.
There you
Come
go.
on.
Good.
Come on.
Good, there you go. And if you just keep walking, that leash is going to get tight on its own when he starts to either fall behind, or if he starts overshooting you, it's going to get tight again too on its own because you know you're too far behind.
Come.
So kind of like with the cones, you still want to think about where you're going and make him think about where you're going, as opposed to you thinking about where he's going the whole time.
Right. Okay.
It's a lot easier for him to follow you. Hey, if you actually are guiding him, like proactively guiding him somewhere.
Yeah, I have to keep that in mind. Proactive. Come, Hugo.
It happens to a lot of parents. We like kind of get stuck on him not following us or not doing the right thing, and so now both of us are focused on him going the wrong way, and nobody's actually, you know, driving the car.
Yeah. Come, Hugo. She's.
Pretends like he's tired, but once he goes back and sees his friend, he's ready to play again.
I already know. Come.
Yeah, there you go. With distractions there. Good, there you go. So I think a good practice for mom is going to be more so learning to use the leash to get his attention and not feel like you always have to call his name. Okay. So that's why we kind of practice on both the different things, so that way you know what he's responding to. And I'll show you what I mean here. Right? So I'll take one treat for you. There you go. Right? So I want him to respond to the lead. Good boy. Yes. Okay. I want him to respond to the lead. And
you didn't want to pay attention to me when we had
yes, good boy. And then I reward him. Right? So I didn't call his name that time. Right? Just using that leash pressure to let him know, hey, I'm going this way. Good boy. Yes. And then I give him that positive confirmation as soon as he does the right thing. Right? So he wants to go that way. I want to go this way. I'm going to let the leash do the work. Yes, good boy. Same here again. One more time. Almost. Right? Yes, good boy. This way. Good. All right? So that's just all leash work. Now, if you wanted him, it'll be a little bit hard with him focusing now on you instead of me, which is funny. Right? Good boy. So now, as soon as I lose his attention, Hugo, this way. Hugo. Yes, good boy. Come. Right? So no tension on the leash, all verbal. So practicing both is good because you know what he's going to respond to, and it makes it, well, I'll practice both so that way he's good at both. But for your deficit right now, you're mostly using your verbal, and you're not using enough of like just the leash pressure.
Right.
So try to just kind of control him and show him which way you're going to go using the leash. And making more, good, there you go. And making more turns will help too. So consciously think about where you're going to go, whether you can go in between left or right of the cones. And sometimes saying it out loud really helps. And try not to call his name, but just whenever he refocuses, say good boy and give him a treat or something.
Okay, okay.
So try to let the leash do all the work and you really concentrate on zigzagging. Because the more turns that you do, the more that you'll think about it too. Okay, there you go. So right there, right? It's a good boy. Good, right there. It's hard not calling him for you, huh?
Right.
Go ahead and concentrate on where you need to go and just start going. He'll follow you. See?
Good boy. Should I get some treats?
Sure.
Okay. Because he's
Yeah.
you're staring.
Good. There you go. Because when you walk naturally, that leash should get tight and loose naturally. It should be loose when he's focused and following you, and it'll get tight when he's lagged behind or has gone too far ahead. Boy. Good. Now do me a favor and walk towards me. And then when I say turn, just pick a direction and turn 90 degrees.
Okay.
All right? And let's just watch him, Q. Go ahead and turn. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the pressure's good.
Mm-hmm. It's because we took the time to teach him. If he responds to that and refocuses, then he gets a reward, as opposed to just ignoring it, and then we have to either use more pressure or we have to use like the verbal commands to get his attention.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Good boy.
Yeah.
You want to give it a try?
Sure. Here you go, Auntie.
You can go ahead and give her a couple treats. And you can either do like the regular drill there, or you can practice real world. Okay, so the main thing is if you keep that same mindset in the real world. It's a lot harder in the real world because we're usually going straight.
Right.
And then he gets distracted either in front or behind. So that's when we have to either micromanage that leash or use the verbals or something. We just have to do something other than concentrating on him doing the wrong thing.
Right.
We have to concentrate on getting him
Down.
to follow. There you go. Good.
Alright, let's go and walk.
And one of the easiest ways of doing that, I don't know if you got a chance to watch his video from Lowe's,
Mm-hmm.
but kind of always thinking about, okay, we're going to go down this aisle. Okay, I'm going to stop here and check this out. Like,
Yeah, I
Hugo, we're
heard
going
you.
this way now, right?
Yeah.
And so that kind of makes it so he always has to kind of figure out what we're doing, and kind of keeps him engaged, because as soon as you check out, then he's going to check out and he's going to find where to go or what to do.
Right.
Right.
Do his own thing.
Good job.
Okay. Yeah.
Good boy. There you go. Good. See? And it shouldn't take much pressure so long as we
Yeah.
continue to at least reward and acknowledge when he does turn because of the pressure.
Yeah, I was giving light pressure and he was ready to move around.
They end up
Follow me.
they end up starting to ignore that whenever we don't, at least acknowledge. Go ahead and give him a good boy every time he turns and looks at you.
Okay.
Missed it there. There we go. Good.
Your obstacle path is more
Sit.
challenging.
Good. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm trying to turn
Yeah. I was just walking
there.
straight.
Good boy. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
Oh, he
Good
did good.
Good boy.
And one of the interesting things that ends up happening is once you start concentrating too hard on him not following you, it gets really hard to get his attention back and you end up getting frustrated. Whereas if you actually just concentrate on going your path so hard that you're almost trying to lose him, it almost encourages him to follow you and stick on you even more.
Yeah.
So try doing that when you're almost just trying to lose him, and just try to be excited about it, and you'll watch and see how hard it is to actually lose him at that point.
So where's the rest?
And that's kind of the fun part of the obstacle course. Okay. So now that you have his attention, try to lose him. Come on, you gotta shake him off you.
I'm about to do what you did.
He's still on you. See, isn't that a weird thing? But it happens a lot. We concentrate so hard on getting his attention. Yeah.
The leash is loose.
And he's just trying to follow you. It's because you're 100% just you're guiding. Right? That's all you're thinking about. You're not thinking about what he's doing, where he's going. And it forces that focus all on his part now. Like now it's his job to focus on where you're going and to keep up. As opposed to your job to be like, hey, keep up.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I like that.
It happens a lot. So it's part practice on the person's part and then part conditioning on the dog's part. You kind of meet halfway in between the two.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys have any questions on that before I pack it up and we'll do like the social? Or did you want to practice anything more first?
No, I don't have any questions. It's just now it's my part. I have to remember vocal,
Leash pressure, guidance,
eye contact.
Let me try and walk again.
There you go.
My question is, because the leash is so long, it's hard. It was hard for me to like get him around without us tripping over the cord. Is it okay to like kind of do that?
Yeah. Oh, here, I'll show you. So if you want to play a cameraman, so that way you can kind of see what I'm doing. So all I usually do for like closer heel work is I'll make a shorter leash off of my longer lead.
Down.
Good. So don't reward him after that,
Good boy.
because he might feel like he's rewarded for getting down.
Okay.
So once he kind of breaks from you, and I'll let him kind of approach you again, go ahead and call him to you, and then ask him to sit, and then we'll reward that.
Hugo, come here. Hugo, come here. Come here.
Almost. So you went, like, same with you, right? So before he gets to you, or as he's about to get to you,
Prevent it.
yeah, give him that sit command, interrupt that train of thought.
Okay.
It takes a while to get used to, but you have to be really like preemptive. Because if he's already jumped on you, you're kind of past that point.
Right. Hugo, come here. Sit. Good boy.
There you go.
He's a good boy.
Good. That is better to reward because, I don't think he's doing it, but it's happened before where like dogs will kind of jump up just so that way you tell them to sit down and then get a treat.
Yeah.
Right? So you get to avoid all that together by just not letting him have any intention, only correcting him when he pops up, right? And then only giving him a reward if he listens to you without jumping first.
No.
Good, there you go. Perfect. All right. So, this way. Good boy. So what I'll do if you wanted him more on like a heel is just make a shorter leash, right? So I'll just use
Can
a little
you
bit of
explain
leash pressure there.
what is a heel?
Like next to you.
Okay.
Good boy. So this way he can't go around and he can't trip up because as soon as he starts going the wrong way, you kind of see that leash pressure now.
Right.
So same here. Right. Good boy. Same here. But I still want it to be loose whenever possible. So that way he knows he's doing the right thing, right? And then tighten again when he's doing the wrong thing. Yes. Because if it's always tight, you can't use it as a communication device. Because you can't send any signals through it. But if it's loose and then it's tight. Good. Right. Yes. boy. And then loose again. Yes, good. Tight, tight, loose, tight, loose, tight, loose. Tight. See how he was about to overshoot? Good boy. And that's how you do heel work. It's the same concept, just less leash. Now let mom play cameraman for a while. There you go. This is more realistic too, because you have so much going on. It'll be like that in the real world. The hard part is to just make sure that you positively reinforce when he refocuses you, and to remember to try to keep that leash loose whenever he's following you nicely.
Right.
It just takes practice. There you go. Good, there you go. So when you get his attention back from this, make sure you let him know that you just did a good thing right there.
Good boy.
So, especially when I'm out, because he's so shy, that's another time right now that, like, if he's really hard stuck on a kid that's riding a bike or something, when he redirects, I'll say good boy, and I'll give him a treat to kind of give him that extra reward, because it was something extra distracting that he had to, like, peel away from.
Right.
But if it's just regular, checking in and out, I'll do that 3 to 5 time rule.
Right.
And as he gets better, then you can go every 5 to 10
boy.
times that he checks in and back out.
That's, I'm assuming that's to help him to not rely on the treats, but just do the behavior.
Mhm.
So
And it's
cool.
also good for the handler, because if you're actively counting how many times he's redirecting back to you, you're focusing on that too.
Yeah.
So, like, especially at first, we have to focus as much on him as he is on us to try to keep that engagement, right?
Yeah.
As he gets better and he just gets used to it, then you don't have to focus as much on him. You kind of go back and forth together, right? You both just kind of check in every now and then, usually when the leash gets tight. Oh, boy.
I'm so mad he's really pretending like he's never jumped on the car.
Good boy.
You're crazy, Hugo.
So what we'll do is we'll take advantage of the nice weather. We'll kind of walk towards the PetSmart and give him kind of like a water break there.
Okay.
Hopefully he'll be able to make it back. Maybe we should park in between.
Should we? Up to you.
Maybe, just because he's already so tired. You gotta take it easy on the little guy. He usually does like multiple short sessions with breaks in between, and he joined me earlier this morning for like a client session, so he had like a full hour.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's probably why he's a little bit more tired than he's used to, because usually we'll do like maybe 20 or 30 minutes, and then he gets a break, and I swap out with the other pup, and then we do it like another 1 or 2 times before he gets a break. Whereas here, he kind of went straight through, went home, was supposed to relax, but he ended up just playing. He napped a little bit, but he ended up just playing a lot, and now he's back in. Oh, it's okay. He'll definitely be ready for a nap after this.
Yes. It's gonna sleep good.
And that's something that you'll find, it's going to be a harder balance because you don't have like a permanent playmate for him at home. But if
Right.
you're able to, get him to the dog park or set up the play date with somebody in your neighborhood or a friend or something like that, it'll really help with a lot of his behaviors.
Yeah, her dog is his
perfect.
playmate when we can.
Because it just gets out a lot of that extra puppy energy.
Right. Her dog is much bigger, taller.
Yeah, that
But he
explains
has
why
the
he's so used to
energy.
playing with the
Right.
big boys.
Yep.
Good. So especially since we kind of want him to get used to being out in his surroundings, I usually try to go where he's going to be smelling and let him linger until he's ready to go, and then
Okay.
check in, and then I move again. So it's less of like a, you kind of have to switch modes between, boy, So you have to kind of switch modes between like the walking practice and actually like socializing. And then whenever he does see somebody, that's when I usually redirect him back to me, come to the side here to sit instead of running over to him. So that's always really good practice because we want him to kind of get into that habit of seeing somebody, and instead of being excited and rushing forward, he gets used to coming back in this way. So go ahead and give that a shot here with these guys. So as we're walking by, we'll see if he notices them, and then as soon as he does, go ahead and ask him to you. Yep. So you see there, go ahead and get his attention.
It was like $15.
Almost, a little too soft.
Yeah, like I whispered.
Yeah, go ahead and call his name, and then if you need to, you can also, like I said, apply that jerk pressure to the lead.
Okay.
So you do both at the same time to kind of get him to snap out of it. The earlier that you do it, the easier it is to get his attention back. The later that you do it and the closer they are, the harder it's going to be because that attention and that excitement is like higher.
Right.
So because like that attention, because they were closing in and that fixation was already really high, and then your redirection was really low. Oh, he's got something in his mouth too. Almost. You might want to have a treat in your hand, might help you as well. All right. So now, especially with these guys, it'll be really good. So walk up slowly, and you'll see as soon as he fixates on them, go ahead and get his attention back. Perfect. There you go. There you go. And then if they want to meet him or anything, you can ask and just let them know that you're working on like jumping and all that good stuff. Hey, how you doing?
You wanna? You're working on his shyness.
Oh, good boy. So you don't have to worry about the jumping as much because he's the.
You're so cute.
That's why it's all like that excitement based, right?
Thank
Good
you.
boy, thank you.
Thank you.
Good boy. Good, there you go.
Hugo.
Good, there you go. So as soon as he he turns and just like make sure you acknowledge and recognize that, and then the treat is optional.
Hugo.
Almost.
This is really good exercise.
Good, there you go. Yep, there you go. Yeah, you get started by doors. Good, there you go. Good, very good. Okay, that was good. And you can tell it's harder here because he's got more sense and there's more people, so he gets more excited.
Right.
But at least he was good enough there when he was going forward. He felt the leash stopped and looked back, right? And the main thing you want to focus on when you're out and you're not practicing leash pressure because we're socializing is just to not let him make leeway or hard pull towards whatever he's interested in.
Yeah.
That's when I would either change direction, keep walking, tug the lead, anything like that.
Right now he's interested in a piece of bathroom or something.
He might.
Hugo.
He's had a lot of treats. He only peed. He peed actually right before you guys got there.
Okay.
But he might have to go number 2 again
Hugo.
after his lunchtime. Hopefully we'll be able to make it to the pet spot, or at least to the grassy areas over there.
Let's go outside.
I don't like the actual potty area because that's pretty gross usually. But if we can get like further away,
I
yeah.
never saw one of those.
Oh, me neither.
It's a
I've
great
never seen
idea,
that.
but I feel like it's hard to maintain. You know?
Oh yeah.
So it ends up getting pretty nasty.
Right. Hugo.
Perfect, good. There you go. Good. And you'll kind of get in the habit, especially out here, of kind of like preloading a treat, right? So as soon as he did a good job and you gave him the treat, go ahead and get ready with another treat. So that way, as soon as he responds, you can kind of give him that like immediate response or reward. So the closer together to like when you ask him for something and he does something and he gets the reward for it, the better of the chances that he'll make that kind of association with it. Whereas if we wait awkwardly too long, then he doesn't really build that connection. Doing good though. Good. Good. There you go. Very good. And we'll go ahead and take the right. We'll try to go down that way. There's some grass later down on that end.
Hugo. Hugo. Hugo.
Go ahead and start walking where you want to go. There you go. There you go. Right, so don't forget about the rest of your options. A lot of times when we, oh yeah, watch out for that. Yeah, a lot of times when we get stuck, we end up just repeating the same thing that we're doing that's not working. So try something new.
To get
It
his
will really help.
attention.
And most of the time, him just having to follow you because that leash tension's building up, will really help. If it gets to the point where you feel like you're dragging him, then you might want to figure out what's going on and what's wrong. Yeah, if you really want to see that dog or something that's going on. But most of the time, that pressure should increase kind of linearly as you're walking further away. It should just apply some more pressure. There you go. And then then it's easier when he breaks. And then you can let him kind of stop and smell some things too. There you go. And this is where, especially when you're practicing good leash manners, it's going to be really important that you try your best to not rush things. If you only have like 30 minutes for the walk, go out like maybe 10 minutes and save 20 minutes for the walk back.
Okay.
So that way you're not like forced to be okay with him pulling the wrong way or getting stuck or anything like that. A lot of times what ends up happening is we start going the same way, and even though he's pulling because he's going in the same direction we are, then we just let it slide.
Okay.
And that just makes for bad habits. That's all. Okay, he's just getting distracted there. So that's a good time that, when he sees somebody, you can practice with his name recall or with the leash. And there's another dog. Good boy. There's some grass.
You want some real grass? Come here, go. Good boy. Not interested in grass?
What we'll do is we'll just walk out to the end and then back. If he doesn't go by then, we'll just head inside. At least with PetSmart, if he has an accident in there, it's not as bad. Right. We had to pull him out of Lowe's real quick because he was smelling the floor. Oh, yeah. But luckily he didn't do anything but just pee, so that was okay. I got him outside in time. As far as his potty training is going though, you'll definitely have to get ahead of the curve, like knowing when he's going to probably have to go, which is usually pretty obvious because he'll nap and then once he wakes up, he has to go out. Or when he's playing, giving him a break, and he'll go out and then he'll pee. So he's doing really good on that part, just because I'm really good about getting him out. So trying to start transitioning him into teaching him to hold it, and then we'll either start paw, probably would be the best one, to touch a button or a bell by the door to kind of get those good habits in for him to signal. Because right now his problem is when he has to go, he kind of just goes, right? So if he starts going inside, that's when if we're there, that's when we would scold him, redirect him, and take him outside. But ideally, you'll see him starting to drift and then recall him back before he goes for an accident and take him outside, right? But he has like very little like time.
Right.
When he starts Oh, when he starts like searching for a place, he kind of just like has the need and then just goes.
Yeah.
So that's why what I've been doing outside of, you know, making sure he's already outside to go potty, which he's great at least, is I'll go, and if I know that he just woke up from a nap and he has to go, I'm gonna go ahead and put him back in his crate for a minute. I'm gonna ask him to wait, and then I release him from his crate, call him to me, and then put the leash on, and then we go.
So how is he with his crate?
He's doing good. He's mostly just sleeping out with everybody else, but he'll hang out in his crate for food, and when he's like really tired, he'll just kind of go in there and nap. I just leave the door open, so he's getting better at just hanging out in there.
On his own?
Mm-hmm. I wanted to try to take a picture because when I went in to get another battery for the camera, his friend actually stuffed himself in there. And he was, it's like this big old golden barely fit in there, but he was sleeping in his crate. Good, there you go.
Hugo.
Good. Now the third time, go ahead and give him a treat for offering. Good. There you go. And then what'll help too is before he checks back out, show him that you have another treat and try to keep his attention on you.
Probably just thought he ate all the treats. I don't have to listen to you.
Good boy. There's lots of smells here. Good boy. Perfect, there you go. Good. Oh, careful, he might drink that. We're gonna try to get him some water inside. But yeah, so having him in the crate for a minute, so that way he doesn't go, he has to hold it. And then as soon as I open the crate, I call him to me, and then we go out the door.
Hugo.
Right.
Hugo. Sit.
Hi, how you doing?
Sit.
Oh, look at the puppy.
Hi.
Hi. You want to say
Okay. Wait, are you going? Because, you know.
You want to say hi?
Oh my gosh, this is such a cutie.
Oh,
It's a puppy. Only 4
I can
months.
tell.
only 4 months.
big
Oh
dog.
my
Where are you
goodness.
trying to go?
Big boy. Oh,
Yes.
you shy too, big guy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You don't want to say hi?
Yes, I want to go inside.
Oh.
You don't want to say hi? I'm right here.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, good boy. There you go. Good boy, you go.
Boy. Oh, look.
He's like, I found the
Oh.
treats.
He saw the treats.
Good
Got
boy.
it.
There you go.
You ready to go? Okay.
You guys have a
There's
good
a lot of
one.
excitement in there.
You're gonna be a good boy. You are.
There's a lot of
You go.
excitement in
Oh.
PetSmart.
Nice.
Ready?
Thanks, you too. Yeah. We'll go to the back left and try to get him some water. Get some treats on the ground. There you go. So make sure you get his attention. Have him sit for you. Good. And you really want to gauge how excited he is, right? Because if he meets somebody and he's too excited, he's going to jump. But if he's nice and calm, gets to check him out for a bit, is paying attention to you, all those things is going to make it so he doesn't jump, right? So we're really trying to be like super preemptive, like way before he even gets close to them, we know whether or not he's going to jump.
So do you think it's best, since we're being preemptive, to just go that way?
Yeah, if you want, or you can see if they want to say hi. You can usually tell sometimes they're distracted by other things. Sometimes they're like, oh, cute puppy. Yeah, we're working on him not jumping. You want to say hi?
Cheese?
He's a little shy too, is the thing.
Cheese is good.
Hi, Chase. Do you want to say hi? He's kind of shy, so we're trying to socialize him.
Treat.
Thank you.
Hugo.
Hugo. There you go. Good boy.
Okay.
There you go. Perfect. Good boy. Yeah, you don't have to worry about the jumping as much with strangers because he's so shy, but at least, you know.
Just for me.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Good boy. So you can
Alright.
see because like his body is really like calm. His tail is like almost stiff. You know, he's not that bouncy, happy tail wagging guy, and that just lets you know that he's, you know, still unsure, still shy. That's all.
Hugo.
Very good. Perfect. Thanks, guys. So it's just more with socializing with him. It's more so just getting him out and comfortable with different things.
Hugo.
Yeah, I gotta be careful in this store. There's a lot of a lot of treats and a lot of pee and accidents too sometimes. So
Hugo.
it gives you some good practice. Now, next time you get his attention, remind him that you have something that he likes too. Because right now all he sees are all these smells and all these treats on the ground. So remind him that you have something too that he can like kind of work towards. It'll be good.
Okay.
Because he's got all sorts of kibble and stuff around here. Right.
Hugo.
Good.
Hugo.
All right.
Hugo.
It'll be really important that you try to remember, especially when the weather gets warmer in spring and summertime, to give them like, you know, breaks either in air conditioning or water breaks or shade breaks.
Okay.
Boy. Aw.
Okay.
Especially because it's like, it's hot. Well, probably for him too already. And then we're giving him treats, right? Boy.
Working out all day.
Good boy. You like? He's like, some more. Oh, big guy. And so what I do is, especially since I know that he drank a lot, he's gonna have to pee later on. So like, I'll either when I get back, like either walk him around a lot or just be aware of what's happening.
Watching.
Yeah, and get ready to take him out again if it's necessary.
Right.
Alright, see if anybody else is interested. And if not, just him being out and practicing, you know, letting him smell some things, come back and check in with you. And what I'll do sometimes too is I'll just wait for him, right? I'll show you. So I'll just kind of apply a little bit of pressure, and I'm gonna go this way. Good boy, right? There's a lot of treats and stuff on the floor, so it's a little bit harder here. But like here, right? So he's gonna overshoot. Yes, good boy. And I just kind of wait for him to recognize that there's pressure on the leash instead of constantly calling him, right? Making him kind of do that work again.
Right.
And you're just substituting that additional pressure for patience.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of wait, and then it does that thing, because even though he's excited and there's a lot of distractions, eventually he's gonna be like, oh wait, why am I not moving?
Right. You'll be ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
What's that?
Good boy. Perfect. That was good. So you see there, he was interested in something. He started moving quickly. He felt the pressure, and then he looked back at you.
Oh, okay.
And that's all you have to reward, right? Because you didn't have to tell him to get his attention back or anything, to stop pulling, all that stuff. So it's just up to you when he does do those right things. You'll just let him know. And that's just that positive reinforcement there.
Okay. It's like practicing with the blue cones, kind of going, weaving in and out.
Yep. You just kind of go which direction that you want, and eventually he'll, there you go, follow you with. And you can stop and turn around and all that good stuff. Oh, good boy. Thank you.
Good job.
Very good. He's like, yes, I did good.
I missed the mark to give you one.
He's like, oh.
It's never too late.
And that's what I mean, right? So if he is constantly checking in and looking at you, you don't always have to treat, but that's why I count every time, because eventually if he's not going to get a reward, he's just kind of continue to check out. Right?
Okay.
Like, if I keep checking in, I get a reward, awesome. If not, then I'll just check out and I'll just start small and stuff too, which is perfectly fine in this environment.
Go.
Because there's, good job, because there's so much around that you can just let them kind of check out and smell things. There you go. Great way.
Should I say when I get back, you need to get me a different shampoo?
Take care of it.
Come on.
Oh, this smells
Hugo.
so good.
Oh, you know what? I meant to ask you where that stuff was. For the fur you used to spray liquid, right?
And then a good exercise we did at Lowe's is just kind of stopping like you did at the cones, and then just pretending that you're doing some shopping so he gets used to waiting with you too.
Oh, yeah.
And then just going when you go.
Okay. You like that dress?
There you go. That'd be cute.
Ooh, I don't want to stop by the treats. Come. Sit.
Good. There you go. Okay, and then just ask him to wait.
Wait.
Good.
He knows that word?
Now he's just sitting. Yeah.
Smart.
And then you see when he's paying attention, he starts going again. And then go ahead and stop and ask him to wait again.
Wait.
And then just pretend like you're shopping again. Practice like this is really good for things like service dogs, because they always have to maintain focus on their handler and they always stop and go. That's how you kind of develop that. It's just this simple thing. When he starts when you start, he stops when you stop. That'll also help with the leash walking in general.
Okay.
Hey, it's free. Tara's walking with us.
There you go. Good. Very good. Perfect.
Right now. It's morning. Hey, she wants to know what you want. Oh. Jared said he
Good
wanted
boy.
to
Perfect.
come away to your house right now. He was just calling to let you know.
Oh, okay.
So that was good, right? You got to see he saw her, and instead of going forward, he looked back at you and waited.
Dang it, I missed it.
You'll get better at it with practice. You'll get to see it in the replay.
Okay. I definitely missed that. I was like looking at her and she's like, alright, we're approaching. You did the right thing. Come, Hugo.
And then if you want to trade me, I'll show you. Try to maintain a little bit of that focus. I'll take one sheet. Perfect.
Oh, that's so cute.
Boy. Yes. Boy. Wait. Let's go this way. Good boy. Oh. Good boy. Come on, Hugo. Boy. This way. Yes, good boy. Come. Yes. Wait. Good. Come. Yes, good boy. This way. Right? So he's got a ton of distractions, so all I'm doing is offering more guidance, right? To keep him from getting distracted and focusing more on me. It's kind of exhausting because you have to compete with everything around,
Right.
but it's good practice.
Okay. No. So, sit.
Good,
Good
so make
boy.
sure you don't reward him for that and have him follow you for a reward.
Okay.
So now that you have his attention, try to keep it. Perfect, there you go. There you go. So remind him that you have something that he wants to work for and he wants to focus on, and then have him focus on you, and then just do a little bit of extra guiding him around. Start and stop, turn, just put in a little bit more in there so that way he has to concentrate more. There you go.
Try to do a turn.
Okay. Good. Right, there you go. Now reward him, but then let him know that you have another reward too if he keeps following you. There you go. Back up. There you go. Perfect.
Come.
Good. Now have him refocus on you.
You go.
Perfect.
Good boy.
Good. Yeah.
Go. Good boy.
Good. There you go. There you go. Good. So you see a little bit of the difference, right? You just have to put in more effort because there's more distractions.
You go.
Good.
Wait.
But when we put less effort and there's a lot more distractions, then it's harder to maintain focus. At least for now, until he gets used to it, either the environment or he gets better at listening to us. So we kind of have to we have to adjust everything so we can get to that good sweet spot in the middle. Because right now, before, the distractions was like way up here, the directions were like down here.
Right.
Because all we did was bring up the directions a little bit higher, it caused him to focus a little bit more, and so he had less distractions. So we're meeting more towards that middle point.
Right. That makes sense. Turn it up.
Good.
Okay, let's go.
Good boy. There you go.
That's a good boy.
There you go. And now while you have his attention, go ahead and pretend to do some shopping. And then when you're ready to go again, go ahead and reward him for staying with you, and then just start going again, and then find something else nearby to kind of shop for. Very good. Good. See how that's a little more like natural?
I'm in the right aisle.
Good job. All right. Do you have any questions before I cut the recording?
No.
I'm almost out of space. Good boy, you did so good.